Like mostly blue healer, maybe
Okay.
some lab and like collie.
Okay.
Um,
No alcohol tolerance, I take it.
she can't handle it at all.
Yeah.
No.
What is the name you've chosen for said new puppy?
Freya.
Freya. I like it. My truck is named Freya.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, like you name a dog, that's cool. You name a truck, I feel like that's kind of weird, but I did. So
Yeah. Oh, here, let me in the direct messages, I can upload a picture of my new car.
oh hell yeah.
Dude, okay. Maybe this is good podcast material. If are we on the pre-show?
We're on the pre-show.
Okay. So I'll just remember not to say something too incriminating. I was driving back from the dealer, or and the dealer's all the way in Denver. I'm not in Denver, right? It's like a 2-hour drive back. It's already like 8 o'clock because like one, I was late because I was just late to like go to this appointment I had set up. Two, the car broke down on the way. And then three, like the appointment like wraps up, or, like takes extra time because I'm like buying a car out of state. That like do like 2 layers of paperwork to make everything happen.
Make sure you're not
And
committing
then
mail fraud or something.
yeah, and like you know,
Which you should be able to
it's
do.
surprising.
It's your right.
They're like, oh, the guy. It was hilarious because I know exactly what situation the dealers have been. So like I got this car $2,500 off of MSRP. And my credit score being immaculate because I'm a decent human being. I got 2.9% APR
Ooh,
on that bad
that's
boy.
nice. Oh,
Yeah.
2.9. Oh God. Oy vey. Oh.
So like it was hilarious. So doing the credit app, the guy is like, all right, so just to make sure like we're okay with like the monthly payment, I have to show you like what it's at if you have bad credit. If our credit check comes back bad, like you're gonna pay like 10% APR. So here's what your monthly payment would be for 10% APR. And I'm like, okay, I get that that's like the normal person that comes into the dealership. That's not me. Um, and then he's just like, okay, I just we got to show it to you, and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
then like I'm like, okay, and okay, I'll put like 5,000 down, right? He's like, okay, we just have to do like a funds check. Like, can you just show me your account has that much money? We can't take credit card payments anymore. Like people, it used to be a thing. Like I don't know, maybe in your area if it's different, but like 2 years ago when my girlfriend was buying a car, she also um she was able to swipe her like debit card
Oh, okay.
to just do a straight transfer from
So
her checking account.
when I bought my truck
I
back
had
in
to
two,
write a check.
you had to write a
Yeah.
check, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's fine.
guess I
Whatever.
guess I can kind of understand, but like when I bought my truck back in like 2017, I only financed like I paid like 48K for it, which was it's stickered at like 56. It was a demo. It had like 3K miles on it, but I was like, I don't
Oh,
care.
sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So I had some money saved up, so I put like 40 down.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, dude, and I only had to finance like I think I wound up around yeah, it was like 8K.
Well, yeah, you like roll in the taxes
A little bit, yeah. So it
and
was like closer to
and
10 a little bit, but like I went and got my
well,
own
like
fun.
taxes and you register it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
3,000, 4,000 bucks right there.
it gets up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember just I had a similar story too because I was trying to do my best to secure my own financing and like do some of the paperwork myself just to like get it done faster. So I went through like a local credit union I had at the time in New York, and I financed like a little bit, and I got approved. And I remember going to the dealership; they closed at 8. I got there at like 7:45, and he texted me. He's like, "Dude, we're closing soon," and he's like, "You got to show up." And I'm just like, "I'll be here, man. I'll be there. Hold on." And yeah, I showed up with the paperwork, and I had like, and they were like, I was
Oh,
financing 12, and they were like, "How
I
you
bet
paying
they
for the
fucking
rest?"
loved you
And I was like, "Oh, debit,
coming in
please."
at 7:45 p.m. on. Hopefully, it was a weekday at
It was a
least.
weekday. No, it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Okay.
But
All
like I just
right.
showed up and like ran a debit card for $40,000.
Shit.
It was fun.
No, and
So I didn't know like you could just do that too. Like admittedly at the time I was like, can you just do that? But the guy asked me, he was like, so if you're financing 12, are you just coming out of pocket for the rest? And I was like, yeah, can I just run a debit card? And he's like, yeah, you can do that. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, we'll do that.
40, like anytime it gets over like a few $1,000s, it feels like you should be like exchanging not it shouldn't be like a credit card or like a
Yeah,
just a swipe.
like you
You
should
know,
be in
it
like
feels
a
like there should be like
soundproof
a
room.
bullion contract, like affidavit, something.
There's like a third
Um
guy there just like sitting between you and like the other party and like he's overseeing everything. You're in like a soundproof, signal shielded like Teflon cage room.
well, dude, it was bizarre like dropping off like the deposit check, the down payment for my house too,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, oh, here's
Yeah,
$20,000.
just here you
Like,
go. Yeah,
okay,
just cash that ASAP, please. I don't want that sitting in my account for a couple days.
yeah.
Oh,
No, and I had my cousin's wedding like that exact weekend, so I was like flying out of town. So I'm like, I will get on this plane and then get off the plane and look at my checking account and it'll have gone down that amount.
oh.
But also, it's like I guess I did. You do like earnest money up front, which is like a 1% check, so it's like 2,500 bucks or something,
Mm,
in my case. And so yeah, like the earnest check is like, oh, this deal is sealed basically, and all I have to do is to provide the down payment within the period of time, and
mhm.
I own the house, and the loan goes through and everything like that. But yeah, it's just surreal moments to like drop money like that on a thing. Anyways,
Yeah,
I pull the car off the lot, driving down the interstate for not even 5 minutes,
and it
and we're having like a
explodes.
horrific like windstorm
Oh shit.
on the Front Range, and it's not really winter still
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado, which means it's construction season. And there's
Mm.
just piles of like gravel and
Oh,
dirt
perfect. Just
all over
yeah.
the fucking like interstate, next to the roadway and stuff, because they're getting
Mm.
ready to do whatever stupid shit that takes them 20 years to do on the interstate.
Mm.
And yeah, I got a gravel chip in my brand new windscreen, like not even 5 miles from
Oh.
like the dealer. And I have to like call insurance. I'm like, what, how do I do this? Because like this car's not on my policy yet. Like, what do I
You gotta like
um
just suck it up and deal with the chip for like a week until the policy goes live, and just
well,
immediately
no,
just
not
like
even it. They give you like a grace period. So I
okay.
found this out. I've been really confused about insurance in the past, as some of our listeners will know.
Mm.
And so they're like, yeah, just it's fine, just always report something as soon as possible, like you have insurance with us, and your car, like, you're driving a car, it's your new car, we give you a grace period until the new policy goes into effect. And got it fixed for the chip fixed for free, so hopefully it holds. But yeah, so I got that chip. I couldn't like I was like scared to drive it because we still get frost at night and stuff like that. So I had it like parked in the garage, make sure there's no ice getting in the chip so it doesn't turn into a whole crack. Because Subarus have the fucking eyesight system,
Mm-hmm.
which is like cameras that are like will automatically brake for you. But it's also like the lane assist and
Mm-hmm.
all the
The
other
cruise
weird
control
technological
assist,
crap.
yeah.
Yeah, the cruise control assist where it like keeps you the same distance behind somebody all the time and stuff like that. Not the worst features. I never had it before. It's fine. I don't hate it. Um, but anyways, so like the glass though, because it's a glass and the cameras are like visible light cameras or near visible, they're like near infrared.
Mm-hmm.
They the glass can warp and lens it, so they have to recalibrate the cameras every time you replace the windscreen,
Oh fuck.
and it costs like a lot of money. So I was like, my insurance better fucking pay for this.
Oh
And if
my
I get a
god.
chip or if I get a crack and I have to replace the whole thing out of pocket, it's like $1,000. It's really
Oh.
ridiculous. Um, which is funny because like the angle of the windscreen is like greater than my old one. It's not like, like an old Jeep where it's just straight vertical and,
Mm-hmm.
any little piece of gravel hits it and it instantly cracks like on old Jeeps. I don't know. Do you know this? Or
No,
like, yeah,
yeah.
any old truck,
Yeah.
the,
Mm-hmm. The front
the
flexing
windscreen just
windscreen
cracks
that's
like
just
no matter what it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, like the higher the angle, the more it like bounces into flex. It was just bad luck, but whatever.
Mm.
Anyways,
It's because
yeah, so
God hates lesbians.
yeah. And I should have known better. I should have known better.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it's okay
but
because
no,
I
I
bet
think
you had great traction control while you were in that storm.
sure, driving on the fucking interstate.
Yep.
But um, I I think a lot of people buy like Subarus as like a lot of people buy like trucks and off-road vehicles as aspirational vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where they're like, "Oh, now I can finally go like hunting and camping or go like ski with my friends and stuff like that." Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like they use the full capability of the vehicle maybe like 2 weekends a year where they could have just rented a car.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been owning a Camry the whole time, and
Yeah, you
they
could have
could have
taken
just
your like
rented a
Honda,
truck for one weekend.
just taking your Honda Accord out to the field to go hunt. Like it's fine. Strap the deer to your hood. You'll make it.
You'll make it, yeah, or to the roof,
To the
really.
roof. Yeah, really. So before we go any farther, let me actually do the intro because I forgot to do
Okay.
that because we were just so deep into it. But here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Altar, episode 137, where we will eventually be talking about the great geriatric death match between Joseph R. Biden and Donald Trump. But we're just going to bullshit a little bit too, because why the hell not? And also, if any of you want to actually call into the show, I'll definitely mention this again later. But you definitely should, which I put in my post that if you want to be as unhinged as possible for 5 whole minutes, it's yours.
Um, where was I at on? Oh, aspirational vehicles. Yeah,
Aspirational vehicles.
most people, almost everyone, 90% of the population of the United States. And I know you've been in car discourse lately.
Oh yes, that was fun.
And I don't want to side with the other people because like if you want to own a big truck
No, I
for
get
other
it.
reasons,
I
you
get it.
totally can.
I get it.
But like most people who are like, and I see this all the time in Wyoming or you see it in Texas where people are living in a fucking trailer park and they got
Mm.
a $1,200 a month fucking truck
Yeah.
payment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're just like, you have ruined your life with this car. Um, the thing is that you can get away with just like a Honda Civic or the
Exactly.
Nissan Altima for almost everything that you actually do on a day-to-day basis. But um, I actually live in Wyoming,
Mm.
and there are no paved roads outside of the interstate and the city limits. Okay,
So you need something with a little
and
capability.
it snows 9 months a year. Okay, and I rock climb, and I own a dog,
Mm-hmm.
and I deserve an SUV. Okay.
I have needs.
I have needs.
I am actually proud to say I use the capabilities of my truck quite often. Not always towing shit, but like it's the 4-wheel drive capabilities I use all the time in Utah. I use this thing to basically move myself across fucking country. It's great. The suspension, the adjustable suspension, actually is really really nice for going off road.
So wait, can you adjust the ride height up and
Yeah,
down or?
so it's got an airbag suspension. So basically, like there's
Oh shit.
normal, and then when you're on the highway too, it will actually like tuck down a little bit. So it kind of
Oh sweet.
it improves its aerodynamics, so it like helps saves you
Yeah, yeah.
gas. But like
Uh-huh.
off road's nice because you have two heights you can use, and like it's probably like a solid 6 inches up or so. Like it'll rise it, and yeah,
You're
it's
kidding.
maybe not that much. Like guys trying to measure inches, haha. But like it's nice. And like I will say too, when I was still living in New York, I used to take my dad to like medical appointments, mostly because they were like diabetic appointments, so he can't really walk too well. The fact that I can lower the suspension too when it's parked, it's so great
Uh,
for helping like just like if you're taking your elderly parents or grandparents on a ride, like it's just so much easier to get them into the truck.
yeah, I got one buddy who's got a new Audi.
Audi.
Um and it has the air ride suspension. So like
Mm-hmm.
when I think you can adjust it like manually up and down, but you could
Mm-hmm.
or say like, oh, I want the high position or the low position. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, yeah, when you get on the highway, it like tucks
Yeah.
in, and then like you'll go to he's he says like you get to a stop and it's automatic because
Mm-hmm.
it's a fucking Audi, and you get to a stop after being on the highway and it just like rises up.
Yeah.
um so I mean, it's cool. I think it's tech that's been around for a while, but I know it
Mm-hmm.
is expensive to implement reliably. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I get it.
It's really like I will say as far as too is like not feeling what's going on the road. It's pretty great as far as like shock absorption goes. But I
For sure.
have a couple of times like I'll pull up and I don't normally excuse me like my truck is stock OEM height normally, and usually the suspension oh
Uh,
geez
Ram 1500.
Ram 1500 the suspension usually too like it's probably the same in the Audi where it's speed determinate. Like I
Yeah.
can't do like the off-road modes over a certain speed. The truck will automatically like lower itself to normal or will go into aerodynamic mode. Likewise, I can't leave it low and drive around because it'll automatically raise itself up. So it has like a predetermined height it goes to. But like if I'm next to like some dude with like a lifted truck and I'm pretty sure like the inches are close enough, I'll just like turn on my suspension real quick and I'll just look over and I'll just be like and then like just drive away. So,
See,
some
the funny thing is, like, dudes spend ridiculous amounts
dude,
on their truck parts, but it's really just for other dudes.
it's for other dudes. It's specifically to like we were talking about this at work the other day. I've never seen a guy like over a certain height with a lifted truck. Like there's a definite cutoff range. Like you don't see some dude who's like 6 foot or 6'1" or even 5'11" or 5'10" like hopping out of a lifted pickup really. Like you just don't. There was this one time, and this was probably it was a Dodge, like an older style, but it was a 2500, so it's one of the bigger diesel models, and it definitely had probably like a toddler sized amount of like lift on its wheels. Like a toddler probably could have walked under this truck and been okay,
Oh, yeah,
but it
yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have it didn't have any running boards underneath or
Okay,
like
so it says on 5th gen Rams that it's 4 inches of travel.
okay on the air suspension.
Yeah.
Okay, so four
On that,
inches of travel.
and then the non off road models, I'm assuming you have an off road model though.
Yes.
Okay, so the non off roads are 2 inch.
Okay.
So I think they start at 8.7 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The normal ride height, like your low level, is 8.7 inches. And then if you go up, it'll um it'll get you up to 10.9, I
Mm-hmm.
guess is it's where it would go. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um yeah. No, I definitely fucking my old Ford Escape. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was fast, you know, it was a turbocharged little car.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was nominally an SUV crossover thing. Had 7.8 inches of clearance, and like driving on forest trails was tedious here
Yeah.
in Wyoming because there's not a lot of maintenance. There's a lot of fucking rocks.
Oh yeah.
You got to really watch. And I'm actually surprisingly good at off-roading and rock crawling because like I had to baby this Escape over all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's boyfriend has like a full lifted like 37-inch tires Jeep Cherokee with like full lockers and all the everything you can put in an off-road vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
roll cage, lockers, sway bars, 37-inch tires, you know, this
Mm-hmm.
full lift kit. Like, yeah, again, a toddler can walk over it and like legit rock crawl. Like you see a boulder that like only a snow leopard could jump up or down on, and that
It just like
Jeep will go
yeah.
over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, and so like my first time driving it, I could do like pretty difficult trails because I'm like, yeah, I know how to place the car.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I'm excited to have a little extra clearance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm at 8.7. I might eventually lift it, put some bigger tires on it and stuff like that. That's the other thing. I had the sales guy help me pull my snow tires off
Oh
because I
nice.
was like, I want my brand new snow tires back
Fuck
for
yeah,
this
dude.
car.
Like shit. When I
So
so before I had my truck, I had a Dodge Charger and I had like a separate set of like wheels with snow tires. Like I got some cheap like shitty steel police like just steel rims to just throw them on. So when I sold the car, I didn't include the snow tires, so I just had them for like a year until finally I just sold them to some kid on Craigslist. And his dad did not believe that I had like just like a perfect set of snow tires for the price I was selling it at because I just wanted to get fucking rid of them because I was trying to move out. So like they came and they're looking at the fucking treads and they're like, "Dude, did you even use these?" And I was like, "Yeah, for like one season, but I worked too much and I never really went anywhere." So it's like 3 months worth of wear maybe.
yeah, I just need to get a new set of rims because they
Mm-hmm.
switched up the thread pattern.
Ah.
Um, I realized that there's like only 4 different bolt patterns for like 5 lug wheels
Mm-hmm.
now. I had to research this. Um, but the two are not the same. So
Ah.
whatever. I'll just get some new wheels. I don't I'll sell the old ones on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
Somebody
there you
come
go.
lowball me. Um and then, but I'll get some like nice rally bronze race like wheels for the winter time.
Somebody's gonna want to offer you like a Savage 380 for it. Just yo, man, my old hunting rifle. It's a Savage 380. You wanna trade for them rims? It's like a running joke. Like maybe it's just in Utah, but like we have these like websites where you can do like private like firearm transfers or trades or sales on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Well, I mean, I'm sure you can do that here too,
pretty
but
much it's your free state, but it's nice just because you can just meet in a parking lot and just hand something over for cash, and it's like cool, have a nice day. But you'll post stuff like you have something nice, interesting, you want maybe whatever you want for it, and there's always some fucking dude who texts you and he's like, "Yo, man, I got a Savage 300, excuse me, Savage 308." That's what I'm talking about. Like a Savage
oh, I was
308,
like,
not
dude,
380.
those old Savage 380 pistols back in the day though,
Mm,
like those are collectible as
they
shit.
are collectible, but I was
Yeah.
I was talking about somebody's shitty like
Oh yeah, they're
used for
just like
three
a
or four
3-shot
seasons.
deer
The
rifle.
3-shot deer
Like
rifle with
it's got a cracked wooden stock and
like
yeah,
a shitty
a scope
vortex
that
scope on
hasn't
there.
yeah, a scope that's not been sighted in since, yeah,
Yeah.
20 years and they didn't even know how to sight it in at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's like I
Mhm.
guess that's like it's same as in the car world. You get lowballed. In the gun world, you also get lowballed. Lowballed. Wow. Lowballed. Lowballed is short. Low.
Um so yeah, I don't know if you yeah, if you check the group chat, you can see it.
Oh, let's see. Ooh, that's a nice color.
Sapphire, blue pearl.
Oh, you guys have matching
So
Subarus. That's so cute.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to get the lesbian
The
surgery
next
now.
step for you guys is not lesbian surgery, it's to adopt an African child.
Oh, and they get the surgery.
They get the surgery, but you should
Yep, yeah,
adopt
like the Charlize Theron
yeah,
method.
but you
Yep, yep, yep.
adopt South African white children and then you give them the surgery.
Maybe not a gender um changing surgery, maybe a race affirming
Mm.
surgery. It's like
Mm.
the inverse of Iron Sky, where they have the Aryanization
Yeah, or you the D
on the moon.
Michael Jackson, but in reverse, essentially.
Yeah, reverse
Reverse
Michael Jackson
vitiligo.
surgery for my adopted South African child. That way they
Could
can
you
really
imagine
thrive.
if that was a thing? Like, maybe it is a
I mean,
thing.
that's what a tanning booth is, right?
I mean, to be fair, actually, yeah, that's. Wow, yes, I just invented tanning, Max, like just now.
What was the juror today that was like, he's more yellow in person than I realized. I thought he was orange about Trump.
No, I didn't see that. Oh my god. That'll segue nicely into the main topic of our episode, though the ongoing shenanigans surrounding Trump and the ongoing senile shenanigans surrounding Biden and all the shit just going on. Like, it's weird. Does this election season, and I might, maybe this is a little soon for this, does it seem a little underwhelming? Like, kind of boring
It
so far?
it doesn't seem like in 7 months there's going to be a presidential
Yeah,
election.
exactly. Everyone's just kind of like, yeah, there is an election this year, but yeah, yeah.
When's the first state with early voting?
Let's
Um,
see.
I don't know how soon some states start. I know Colorado used to um Colorado did like mail-in ballots. Um Colorado's one of the like all-time like easiest places to vote.
Hmm.
Um so they
There's a lot of states that have it, but it doesn't say when.
so January is like the filing dates.
Yeah.
February is the primary dates.
Oh, so here's a fun fact, real quick. So
March.
I'm looking at, they have statistics here for percent of votes cast by in person early voting or absentee mail in. And these
Mhm.
are like, this is just early voting in aggregate per year. So in 2008, 30.6, 2004, 22, 2016, 1992, 7, going the other way. 2012, 31.6, 2016, 36.6, 2020, 64.04.
It doubled
It fucking
basically.
doubled, man. Isn't that just something?
All right. I'm trying to see when the mail and ballots arrive. 2024. There was like a full election calendar, but
Yeah, like so from what I'm seeing,
I
I'm on the National Conference of State Legislators. Every state's different. Some states it's 15 days before, some are 27, some it's like the first Monday as long as it's not the third Monday in the month or something. And then there's like 40 days. Illinois is 40th day before election. So that's I think Illinois
so
is
over a month
over a
ahead of
month.
time.
So like October-ish.
So some people in certain states, many states probably,
Mm-hmm.
you can vote in less than 6 months from now.
Ooh, Minnesota, 46 days before election.
Less than 6 months. So that would
Mm-hmm.
be yeah, I don't want to do the math right now, but like
Late
sometime in
September,
September.
October, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh okay, so that's like 5 months away right now.
Ooh, 50 days.
So
Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is 50 days. 50.
okay, that's solidly in September
That's
then.
solidly in
And
September.
yeah, so 5 months from now, Pennsylvania, a swing state, will be voting,
Mm-hmm.
and like what 5 months, 30 days, that's 150-ish days, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we're so close to an election, and like everybody knows there's an election happening, but it's like we're not treating it like there's a presidential election happening and
Yeah.
or like federal elections happening. Like nobody
Everybody's in
particularly
denial
cared.
about how bad the candidates are. They're pretending there's not going to be an election. That's basically where we're at.
Well, like there's polling data out there, but there's no like like they pull stuff. There's people on TV talking about it, but is anybody like you don't see campaign stuff anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in person, you like there's not like people on the street trying to like pass out flyers. There's where are the campaign events even? And maybe I
There's
live in
nothing.
just a bumfuck part of the world and there's no campaign events. But like I remember like 4 years ago, um, there are people going door to door. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe that was closer to the election and stuff like that. But even like local candidates and stuff like that, like I haven't heard shit.
Yeah, but I was looking up some statistics on Real Clear Politics. So they've got RCP, their poll average. So they do like an aggregate of like 10 ish different polls, maybe more, maybe less. Trump's got like a point 0.4 lead there. Five-way average, they have him 1.7. Battleground states, though, he's actually got like a decent lead. So in Pennsylvania, for example, well, Pennsylvania actually is the only battleground state where Biden has a lead right now. He's like 0.1. Other ones like Arizona actually kind of surprises me a little bit given the abortion law that like their Supreme Court just put back into place. Trump's got almost a 5 point lead there. He's at 4+4.5.
Um, so like, are even like the GOP is like thinking about amending that law in Arizona, right?
Oh, I think they voted against it actually.
They did.
I believe. Let me check. Arizona GOP vote abortion law. Yep, they yesterday it was breaking that they basically scuttled the effort to vote it down or vote to repeal the ban. So that will not be happening. Also, keep in mind,
Um,
folks, with polls, they're really not anything
yeah.
until like 2 or 3 months before the election, and even then, it's not really anything.
Well, okay. Where's the enthusiasm for fucking like? I mean, I know Trump throws events like it's a fucking like sales event. Like it's a. I mean, it's like WWE,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a traveling little, they book an arena, they pack it out, they sell a bunch of merch, they have some speeches and rock and roll music plays and
Mm.
crap.
I guess
And
I guess Trump's thing is like he's like dipping into like restaurants and stuff since he was in New York for like the trial. He
Mhm.
like went to a bodega. So I guess they had Biden go to like a little place and it was just apparently not good. Just wander off
Oh,
script again.
well, I mean, what script can the guy follow? Like, I'm sure if he like walks into any random place, like he doesn't know where he is. Like,
Ooh,
when's the
ooh.
last time he's even filled his own like gas tank, you know?
I don't even think he even remembers how, but this is breaking news as of 6 minutes ago. Apparently, Israel is right now launching strikes on Iran.
Oh, awesome.
Perfect. We're actually live when this shit happens. All right. Let's
Oh,
see
how
what we can
wonderful
find,
for the
folks.
world.
How wonderful for the world. The fucking Jews are at it again. Now, let's see here.
You said that, not me.
I said it. Listen, I am Jewish. I can say this shit. I have that power. What's
What
going
is
on
what does Israel get off on this shit? Like, are they just,
here?
you know what?
Lebensraum.
They're just trying to fucking like keep the shit going. Like, all Iran did was like enough to save face and be like, hey, you can't just like strike our diplomatic mission in another nation,
Hmm.
um, and like blow up and kill our personnel. And so like, yeah, we're gonna launch some missiles that we know probably won't do
Do a whole
anything.
lot, and then Israel's like, "Oh, thank you for doing that."
Thank you. We were really itching to get rid of our the fuel is expiring in all our cruise missiles. So let's get this
It's
rolling.
actually way more expensive to
Use
refuel
it
the
or lose
cruise
it,
missiles than to fucking just launch them. So here you go, buddy. So there are also too, there are people looking at like flight radar. Excuse me. All flights are also being diverted over Iran as we speak. So they're shutting the
They
airspace down internationally.
so they seem to be huge explosions near the central Iranian city of Natanz, which is the location of the Iranian nuclear power plant,
Oops.
and Isfahan,
Young
located in
Mason
the
in the young Manson in the chat says, "Ben, tell them to stop." We don't really talk anymore in the past year. Ever since I discovered my mother's Bible, they've been very bitchy, so I've just kind of been leaving them unread. So we don't really talk anymore.
um, so Isfahan, yeah, is
It is
the
Fahan. I agree.
Iranian Nuclear Technology Center and suspected of being the center of Iran's nuclear weapons program, which they've had since the 90s and have never tested a nuclear weapon. But whatever,
They're gonna
they're
do it
always
though,
two
man.
weeks away from a nuclear weapon.
Two
Since
more weeks.
1990,
Tanks in
two more
30.
weeks.
Tanks in 30.
Simultaneous explosions in Iraq and Syria. Israeli Air Force appears to be targeting Iranian militias. So any Shiite with a rifle is getting bombed right now.
Damn, that's some tough Shiite.
Airstrikes on the capital of Baghdad have targeted a building. High-ranking meeting was taking place between Iran-backed groups and the IRGC. Explosions have been reported in the cities. Yeah, we read that.
Launcher of the cruise missiles has been confirmed as Samuel Ahaid. We're waiting on images of the suspect right now.
Cool. Yeah, so flights are diverting, and yeah, market reaction has been S&P futures have dumped. Looks like we're down
World War
up
III
to
kicking off. What does this
1.5%.
mean for investors?
That's it's a way to make a buck. Oil spot price has jumped from $82 to $84 a barrel.
Yay.
So it's a good little
Just
gamma
in
right
time
there.
for the
That's a
summer and
trade.
travel season where everybody wants to drive. Oil's spiking because of trouble in the Middle East during a fucking election year.
Well, oil always goes up in the summer. That's when everybody takes road trips.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Gold's up too. Cool.
Of course it is. Hey, the gold's up. All right. Hi.
Let's see how Twitter is reacting.
They've started a petition to have Israel stop. That's it. It just says Israel stop. So far, it has 45 signatures.
So what's Israel going to say is that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard was going to manufacture an atomic bomb or even a dirty bomb and pass it off to some Shiite militias who are going to smuggle it into the Palestinian Authority, then nuke Haifa or something like that.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That was what was going to happen. Okay. I mean, to be fair to the Israelis, the Iranians did demonstrate that some of our cruise missiles and drones and shit can penetrate your airspace and hit stuff. And especially if it was a nuclear armed weapon, those don't even need to hit a precision target, right? They're just going to explode and
that's a terrifying thought. You just have a smaller nuclear device, like a smaller. There's a debate as to whether or not suitcase nukes are actually a thing, but they're definitely.
I mean, you take out a couple city blocks with
exactly.
A suitcase.
But imagine just a couple of larger drones with suitcase nukes strapped to them, just swarming your defenses.
Well, yeah, what you do is you have a screening mission ahead of time, or a screening mission ahead of your main payload, right? And then that weakens the air defense and depletes it. It has a you can't restock missiles infinitely and
And
stuff.
then what you do is you get at least one or two adult male chimps and you set them loose in the target area, because have you seen what those things will do to you, a person? Like, those things are fucking ripped, man.
You know what terrifies me is if Iran did pass off a nuclear weapon to a Shiite militia that then provided it to the Palestinians, who then nuked Israel, is the backlash against the Muslims. I think that'd be the worst
Yeah,
thing.
that would be bad. Also, like, that might Israel might just go, you know what, motherfuckers, it's Samson option time, which would be really bad. And
Oh no, I'm trying to make the Norm Macdonald joke.
oh,
Wouldn't that be horrible if ISIS got a nuke and killed 1 million people? Can you imagine the backlash against Muslims?
yes, I'm
That one.
sorry. Yes.
It's a variation on another one of Norm's jokes, which was I was talking to Patton Oswald when all that, or he was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody about the Bill Cosby rape stuff, and they said, the worst thing about it was the hypocrisy. And
He's like, really? I
I
thought it was the
said,
rape.
it was. Anyways, I think yeah, there's some explosions. What are they even trying to? Okay, let me see. I think I have a little video here. Is this remotely interesting? No, it's just some air defenses firing in the air. You can't tell what's going on at all. Um, so good. Yeah, Samson option. That's impossible because Israel does not have nuclear weapons.
Of course not. They certainly
Uh,
don't have.
What are you even talking about?
I don't
Actually,
know.
you get arrested, and if you're in Israel and you mention that Israel has nuclear weapons, you could get arrested for it. But
That doesn't surprise me.
they frequently refer on, if you're on Israeli TV, you can say doomsday weapons or something like that.
Oh,
You just have to use some euphemism.
perfect. Okay. Well, all those Israeli doomsday devices that they have, primed to launch and disperse multiple independent warheads. Um, you know,
So are they going for the nuclear capabilities, or are they going for bases? Some people are saying bases.
probably a little bit of everything. Like, they just probably have like a strike list that they have saved.
Oh yeah. Well, did you hear the thing where like Israel is using AI for its targeting?
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, so they just have an algorithm that tells them, "Oh, this is where you should strike."
It's
Like they
just,
don't even have like real people approving like the bombing missions.
they're swiping left and right on targets the AI presents. Like, in the tactical, they're like, no, no, ooh, yeah, no,
You're just
no.
like, "Oh, here's some phone metadata of some guys we think are associated with Hamas. They must be in this apartment block, so just vaporize it."
Pretty much, yeah. Strike the base, collapse the tower, call it a job. Job well done. Oh, I can't talk. Woo.
So, I mean, I wouldn't expect perfect air defense from Israel, but or sorry, from Iran either. Um, I think Israel is more difficult because they've got such a long border compared to such a
Mm.
lot. There's so many angles you can approach them,
They also
and like,
have the iron sloppy protecting them, so that
well,
also
they
helps.
do. They have one of the best air. They have literally, I think, the best air defense system in the world. But still,
Mm-hmm.
Iran could get through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iran has some Russian tech though, and you'll notice that like Russia does not get routinely bombarded by Ukraine with
No,
deep strike cruise missiles and stuff like that.
it's very
Uh,
sporadic. Like, they'll do it once every like quarter to prove that like they can, and then they just spend the rest of the time retreating slowly. So,
well, they fly like a high speed, low altitude like drone, basically by wire, like, and they can sort of strike something like deep in Russia,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have the ability to really like do an ICBM shit. And if
Yeah.
you have a dumb ICBM and there's some countermeasures and shit like that, um, like all this Star Wars crap that they sold the US where like, oh, we can shoot down the Russian nukes before they even get here and crap like that. It's not real. Like I said, Israel has like the most advanced anti-missile system in the world. They have the Iron Dome,
Mm-hmm.
and they still got hit by like something they admitted first. It was like, oh, 1% of the missiles from Iran got through, and now they're saying like, oh, it was like 15% that got
Mm-hmm.
through. They still didn't get any casualties because I think Iran was deliberately like doing this theater where they're like, we're gonna not kill anything or blow up anything important. We're just gonna save face on this.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel is obviously taking the option of let's escalate because we can capitalize on chaos, right? This is their whole thing because like the whole October 7th was, oh, we didn't know exactly that they were gonna fucking launch a ground invasion of southern Israel and like take over half of the Negev for a day or two. Um, but we can use that situation to completely ethnically cleanse Gaza and claim
Exactly.
all the land. So that's great. Like it's a win for us.
It's like when you're
Um,
playing like a like a total war game, and like you have like a ceasefire in agreement, but you're like, shit, I should have just not done that. I wanted to take their cities, and then the AI stupidly breaks the ceasefire. You're like, oh, perfect. Now I get to steamroll you and finish you off.
yeah, yeah. Or I mean, I think it's more of like a Europa Universalis situation where you're like, oh, I wasn't trying to trigger aggressive expansion, but thank you for attacking me
Thank you for
first.
that. Exactly. Yeah. Like, just
Oh,
so
or
convenient. I
my
had all
casus
of.
belli was run out. My casus belli was
I
run out,
just
but thank
conveniently
you.
have all of these full stack armies just ready to go, just right along our border where you chose to attack for some reason. That's okay though. I appreciate that. Life is video game. Video game
Oh,
is
people are
life.
fucking deranged. Somebody's posting like breaking Israel's hit the nuclear facility. RIA Nastavi agency confirms Iranian nuclear facility has been struck. Image illustrative is like hidden in like the read more, but
Oh
they're literally
jeez.
showing like a image of the fucking like an atomic bomb test in the desert. And you're like, so like you can't see that unless you hit like read more. I don't know
Perfect.
if we should share to show this stuff, but it's like, yeah, fuck you. You just like made people think there was an atomic explosion in central Iran right now.
It actually reminds me.
Um,
So they were doing some news station was doing coverage of like when Iran was attacking Israel like last week. They were playing this image of like fires like with like houses in the background or something, and somebody was like, "Hey, that's footage from a wildfire in Texas a couple months ago, guys." And they're like, "Oh shit! Oh."
what was the Syria thing where they were showing footage from like the machine gun shoot
Yeah,
with
they
like
were. It
Palm
was
Creek?
like
They had like put a heavy filter on it and made it really dark, and there's like a Gatling gun shooting up a car
yeah.
with tracers, and it's like this is the latest from Syria. There's about to be a genocide.
And people were just like, "Wait a minute,
Kurds.
this is the Knob Creek 2023 shoot. What the fuck is going on here, guys?"
Yeah, I'm gonna grab another cerveza.
Okay, you do that. Oh, drone activity over Baghdad, Iraq, huh? Well, I guess Israel threw a rock in Iran. Iron Dome, the anti-missile equivalent of the jab. Yes. But to be fair, we could all do with some Iron Dome now and again. I think, at least. Has any nuclear device been deployed aggressively since World War II? So, not aggressively. Like, a nuclear device has never been used either tactically or strategically in any military conflict since the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombings. However, they would do nuclear tests during the Cold War as kind of like a show of aggression. Like, instead of bombing an actual target, you would just do a test out in fucking Siberia or some shit. Is
What
Matt
was your
still?
soliloquy?
Oh, I was talking about somebody in the chat asked, has any nuclear device ever been used aggressively since World War II? And I was just nerding about that. And then somebody said, "Is Matt still on colored people time?" So Matt is now on white IT bro time. So this is new for him, but he's got a lot going on.
Dude, being on call. Okay, I am a member of the laptop class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it fucking rocks. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times when you're like, it's like 7 o'clock on a Thursday, and somebody sends you an email, and you're like, oh shit, like I fucked something up.
Yeah.
And now you're like scrambling to do something at 7 o'clock on a Thursday, and that part's not great. Like being able to like honestly clock out is not a thing for some people. I'm
I
like the
um
only person who manages a system.
I actually caught myself doing that a little bit when I was on vacation. Like I was checking my work emails and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like I have a drink in my hand. I'm in Florida. Why the fuck am I looking at a loose diamond report? Stop this. Also, Yimra is not with us right now, but he is actively shitposting on Tumblr.
Oh, what's his
This
fucking
is
problem?
this is absurd, sir. Get your flamboyant Italian ass in here. If any of you in the chat message or talk to Yimmer at all, tell him to get his ass in here.
Young Mason says he's getting some Iron Dome from his cutie
Android GF.
3.14 Android GF.
Good for you.
I know that 3.14 is supposed to be pi, but
Yes.
I wasn't gonna give you the satisfaction.
Yeah, sorry, man. You're going to have to bait harder. If you want us to fall for that shit, we'll not do it.
Yeah, it seems like Israeli is it's she iron on my dome until she strike my Istefan.
Pretty much. No.
Okay, I tried. That could
It's
have been the show
hang
title,
on.
but we were 6 minutes too late to know.
Oh no! Oh, hang on, wait. Give me a couple minutes here. I'm stoned. I'm usually pretty good at putting this shit together in my head.
Okay. I'll
Hang on.
stall for you. See what else? What else is the news from the world on this rapidly developing situation? I always feel like X, Twitter. I feel like I'm starting to finally get used to calling it X. Um, but what was I saying? X is like the place where the latest info seems to get to, even before like news,
So what you're
because they have
saying
to like
is
go through commercial break, and then they like have to put something together. Like some producer has to like rapidly type something, and then the host is like stalling for like, we're just getting this information now. This is live and breaking, and like they're stalling that whole time just to like get that 5 second bit. Um, explosion heard less. What was heard in the city of? They're making these places the fuck up. Kavajaristan.
Kavajaristan. Thank you. I knew that. Kavajaristan. All right.
Um, dude, I'd love to be like verified on Twitter right now, so I could like just make up. Well, wait, what was the Israeli pilot's name who was conducting the strikes? Samuel
Samuel Al Haid, I believe. Al Haid.
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 Um, yeah, somebody needs to post an edit of him in like a kippa and a flight suit. Just take the Ghost of Kiev edit from him and just give him a kippa.
Just give him a kippa. We're good to go. God, the Ghost of Kiev. I remember that.
Dude, how did people buy that shit? Even
People
at
are
the
just
moment, you're just like,
so hungry to have an ace combat hero save them from their daily life. I get it. Also, a joke I wanted to make before about news is that if you need news, X is going to give it to you. Don't wait to get it on your own. X will deliver to you.
Yeah, let's see. What all right, we're gonna go back to tags and see what people are posting. All right, I see a little mushroom cloud rising on a dusky night. What is the time there? If it's We're at
It's
-7.
Miller time. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like early morning there right now. It's like just about to be dawn,
Probably
probably.
like just past midnight thinking about it.
It's 8 now in mountains. And then, well, in London, it'd be -8 hours. So that'd be, no, 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 it's +8 hours. So it's be 8 plus 8 is like 4 in the morning. And they're probably 2 time zones past London, right? In the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So I would venture to say it's like 6 in the morning. So we'll see some daylight pictures maybe within an hour or two. That's why it kind of makes sense. Flights cluster around dusk and dawn because people want to deal with the jet lag that way. Um, look at this flight map. We could share. Let's browse Twitter together.
Okay. I'm still formulating a thing, but I'm trying to find out where.
So here's a map of live flight radar over the Middle
Ooh.
East. You can see there's this pathway of flights that probably got diverted from Iran that are heading over Iraq now.
Yep.
And every flight is departing from central Iran and not arriving, if you
Everyone's
will.
bugging out, as it were.
Yep. Didn't Dubai flood like yesterday? Is it still flooded down in Dubai? What if it was an Iranian weather weapon?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Okay. No, I don't know. Here's a little mushroom cloud I was talking about. That could be from anywhere from any point in time, so who fucking knows. Here's some air defense being fired on somebody's cell phone, so easy to see all that crap.
So what was the name of that city? The Kavagistan. What was it? You know the one I'm talking about based on how that just
Yes, yes,
sounded.
I do. Yes, I do. Let's look. If it Israel is trying to drag America into a war, says Clint Russell. I don't disagree, Clint. Um, what? oh, let's just okay. I saw it when I was in this Kyrgyzstan. Can you read that?
Kavagistan. Thank you. Till I wait.
Queef Javastan.
Queef Javistan.
I think I said that right. Thank you, Soliman Ahmed.
Isafahan.
Um,
Isfahan. Excuse me. Isfahan.
simultaneous attacks run. All right, let's any good little videos arriving. Iranians are confirming the explosion. Passenger planes diverted. Um, air defenses and Iran alarms in Isfahan. Showing moment of impact. Why would you have your phone ready during the moment of impact? Doesn't
Because.
make sense. Oh, and maybe you heard the sirens first.
Ooh.
Woo! That was a good one.
Spicy.
Let's see that again.
Oh yeah, the siren's going off beforehand, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is deep in Iran.
Whew.
This is deep in Iran, so their air defense would have at least picked them up on radar. They would have activated the air defense.
All right, so after some cobbling together, I've come up with it. She gives me that iron dome till I explode in her Kavad Jaharvistan.
Wait, try it again. This is just a mouthful.
She gives me that iron dome till I explode in her Kajaharvistan. Kajavaristan. Fucking man. God. Kajavaristan. She gives me that iron dome till I explode in her Kajavaristan. There we are. I feel like Magic Johnson trying to read a Harry Potter book.
We have a couple of comments here. Nuclear ambiguity, just like war games, says Young Mason. Winning move is not to play. Yes, indeed. Iron Dome, anti-missile equivalent of the jab, says Ran Irodorm. Irodorn? Thanks. Yes. It stops a lot, but I would say the Iron Dome is more effective than the jab.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Matt is still we talked about that. Cutie
Yeah.
Pie. Did we mention Renato at the UFC? Is that the guy that mentioned Reed Mises and Hayek or
Oh,
something
I
like
think
that?
so. Yeah, and that was pretty based, but I didn't see it, unfortunately. And of
I've
course, we
stopped
had our
watching UFC. I
I
feel like
hmm,
I don't have TV anymore. I don't have cable of any type.
word
So
same.
like the only time I get to watch like UFC is if like I'm out at a bar and it happens to be on. But I'll never like know to go and watch a UFC because like it's just I don't know, it should where do I follow to get I don't watch TV. Where am I supposed to get the ads to be like, "Oh, this big fight's happening?" Um
Word.
so yeah, I don't know. X is where the latest disinfo gets leaked to Elon's brown nosing gift herd. Okay. Grifters. Yeah, yeah.
Grifters.
Look, dude, my life is better when you block people who just like wantonly repost like shit posts on Twitter.
Mm.
You know, it's not like Tumblr where it's like it's fun to see a meme a couple times maybe and like people riffing off of it.
On Twitter, it's like
No,
shut
like
the fuck up.
Twitter, it's literally just like the same video with the same caption, just reposted and stolen from somebody else just so they can generate fucking clicks, and it's so
Mm.
annoying.
Soulless.
Um, Soulless, yes. Dead internet. By the way, we should sever the undersea cables to India
We
and
should.
China.
We really should.
We don't need it.
We need to empower the sharks that are attacking the undersea cables. We need to arm them.
This is there's been a CIA conspiracy to cull sharks off of Australia. Those were our sharks
Mm.
that were fighting for the resistance to cut us off from the scourge that is show bump
Braver,
and vagine.
braver than any U.S. Marine.
Just a single shark tooth,
Yeah,
really.
just fucks you up, man. Like
JC also mentions they are trying to prosecute Hannah, the Ethot
Ethot Armorer
armorer.
instead of Alec Baldwin. Didn't they
I
actually
thought
like
they didn't
already?
try to prosecute her. I thought they convicted her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got convicted already. Like,
Um, like 18 months for some kind of manslaughter or something like that. Which I mean, maybe I could see that like being the way the cookie crumbles.
I mean, I guess they're
Like
still dealing with
you
Alec's
take
end
the
of it.
fall. I feel like Alec is like an older guy. If he had honor, he would walk it down to like an involuntary manslaughter charge, right?
He would, but he won't because
And he would
he's.
take the time and
But he
not
won't.
send a young woman to jail
Hmm. I mean,
that he hired.
she did have some responsibility. Like,
I mean, if that's the actual thing that happened, right? If the facts are what they say they are, then like yeah, I guess the armorer is kind of the person that's responsible. But
the other problem too is like they admitted that like everybody on set was basically using the prop. They were real firearms and they were using them like on set to target shoot with like live ammunition, and it was getting mixed in with the special effects loads like blanks and shit. And
or sometimes you just have inert rounds because in a revolver in a film you
mm,
have to have inert rounds that you can see in the cylinder because in a revolver you can see into the cylinder and see if the gun's
exactly,
loaded or not.
exactly.
There's many a I mean if you're a gun guy watching any western movie and you're just like oh
Oh,
that revolver is unloaded,
you could see
you
right
know.
through that shit, man.
um so but yeah, if the facts are what they are, they say they are, and it's not like a conspiracy to kill the cinematographer who was working on the anti-pedophile uh movie with the guy from Linkin Park and Soundgarden,
Maybe, but like there's
and
always
Anthony Bourdain.
something like anytime somebody dies mysteriously or suddenly, so it's like, oh, they were secretly working of exposing pedophiles. That's like maybe they were, but like I don't know,
People
man.
also just die in firearm
Yeah, like
accidents.
unfortunately, like I'm very familiar
I
with the
had a
fact that
cousin who died in one.
yeah,
You know,
hmm
it fucking happens. If especially when you're around people who aren't inexperienced
yeah.
or don't know what they're doing,
I
or
I'm surprised
well,
when I was working at the gun store I was working at, I wasn't like closer to more firearm accidents. That came pretty close a couple times.
it's just like there's people who like don't who think like negligent discharges are inevitable, and it's like
It's
actually
not.
I've never had one.
Yeah, if you actually just
And I've
actually
handled a
practice the
firearm every day of my life for 12 years
if you
plus,
actually
you know.
practice the rules of gun safety and you just don't act like a douchebag, you don't have negligent discharges. Like it just doesn't happen.
JC asked if we share the show link on Twitter.
I don't go on
I
Twitter,
use my
so
Twitter with my real name, so I don't share this show
yeah, so
on Twitter.
Twitter is
I
dead
don't
to
post
us.
anything on Twitter. I
Fuck
just
Twitter,
have a
man.
Twitter so I can fucking like lurk, I think is the term,
Word.
and follow content that I like and steal it for Tumblr. And also so nobody can use my actual name for a Twitter account someday if they wanted to like reverse dox me or something.
This is true. That's smart. Do unto
Because I
others
do
before they do
public
unto you.
information stuff. Like if somebody was like, "Oh, I hate that Max guy," I'm gonna fucking make a fake Twitter profile with his name, and then I'm gonna
Yeah, that'd be bad.
post like overtly racist things.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm just the less racist Max. Right?
Exactly. You need to hold on
I'm
to
not
that
trying to be
title for us.
overtly racist.
Not yet, at least.
JC says the first rule of gun safety is to look cool and have fun.
This is true.
Indeed.
This is very true. And the coolest way to look while holding a gun is to not have your fucking finger on the trigger.
Um,
That being said, if somebody ever says booger hook off the bang switch to you, you are within your rights to shoot them on the spot.
it became unfunny after about 1 month.
Yeah.
You know,
Like we get it.
like it was
You were in
funny for like a
basic.
very
Ha
brief
ha
period of
ha.
time.
Yeah.
But like, what's the fucking? It's been a thing since like Black Hawk Down, right?
Mm-hmm. This is my
Uh,
safety, sir.
oh, where do the Israelis get? I mean, I shouldn't say this out loud as like a non-rhetorical question. Obviously, the Israelis get all the munitions from us,
Mm-hmm.
but where do they look at their supply chain and say, "Ah, yeah, we can definitely spare like you know a few hundred bombs and like the fighter jets." Like, do they run like the worst case scenario and they're like, what if we got like 3 or 4 of our fighter jets shot down, and we're in a serious war with Iran, and they have an entire fleet of MiGs, and we just lost like 4% of our fighters
Hmm.
in this one stupid retaliatory strike. Did they not think of that? Like,
I
I don't know.
I
They're
guess we'll see what
it's just
happens.
the gumption. It's just the confidence.
It just seems like either both sides are actually really reluctant to like actually strike at each other. Like they just want to talk shit. Oh, I can see your new dog with the cone back there.
Oh yeah, is she out?
Yeah, she's in the hallway.
Oh yeah, she's in the hallway with her
I
cone.
see it. Oh.
Yeah. No, I went on Frank's podcast last week,
Oh,
and
how'd that go?
oh, it's great. Yeah, I tried to be a legitimate person
Nice.
for once. Um, and I didn't. I mean, I will entertain some conspiracy theories here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. I'm not my dark web alter ego anymore on Frank's show.
And no Patriot 1776 for you.
Yeah, I gotta get my sunglasses on and talk
Word.
about.
Well,
Oh,
listen here, America.
you shared the meme I sent you about Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Where it was like, are the elite gonna use
a nuclear weapon.
Iranian
To use an EMP
nuclear
strike. And
And people, we live in a period of time where like there was like this like nothing ever happens sort of
yeah,
feeling after Iraq kind of like boiled, like settled back down. Like we still had okay, things were still happening, right? Like
hmm
it's just it wasn't affecting Americans at the time that
hmm
much. Where it was like, oh, a couple of dozen soldiers die in Iraq and Afghanistan every once in a while, and I guess like Russia and Ukraine are having this
hmm
spat
but at
about
the end
some
of,
provinces,
we're
and
still,
like for 10 years or maybe 8 years, there was just like this quiet period, like second half of Obama's first term up to Trump, like
yeah,
not wasn't really a world history pay attention phase for the average person. And then like if you teleported somebody from that time and you're just like, listen, Iran and Israel are at war. Israel is like bombing Gaza more thoroughly than Laos was, and Ukraine and Russia have multiple hundreds of thousands of people dead, and there's a conventional war being fought in Europe right now, and Sweden joined NATO, and he just keeps listing off shit. Oh, and there's a global pandemic, and they locked down, and there was inflation's up 20%. Like you just grab somebody from 2014 and they'd be like, oh, like shit really kicked off. But it's like we're like living through it, and we're just like, oh, it's
yeah,
just
whatever.
some new news story. Like a couple weeks later, like
Like
I don't
I
know.
I made a post a couple of days ago. Like if we're all still going to work on Monday, nothing happened. Like that.
Right,
That's it.
right. Like, and in that sense, like COVID was the only thing that really happened
Yeah,
in the last 4 years,
and I'm gonna be real.
right?
I still had to go to work. Like I did not stop going to work even a little bit. I was in a gun store. If anything, I was working more, making more sales. It was
Look at
crazy.
this. There's a guinea pig
Oh,
also.
you guys just got animals on animals. It's like Noah's Ark up in here.
Who's that?
Aw, what's the guinea pig's name?
This is Olive.
This is
Oliver.
Olive. Oliver.
Hmm? He's 7. He's a geriatric guinea pig.
Oh,
Old for a guinea pig. Old as a Great Dane.
excellent.
Yeah, we got a lot of animals right now. I kind of didn't want a dog until my cat died. My
Yeah.
cat's 21 years old.
Damn.
Um,
Your cat can
but
drink,
I
man.
kind of
Congratulations.
my cat can drink. My cat can carry a concealed firearm.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I should get a little cat vest. What's the California loophole? You just strap a gun to your dog and walk it around.
Exactly.
But like yeah, my cat right there
Mhm.
sleeping.
Yep.
I just gave up. I'm like, I want a dog, and the cat takes care of himself. He's 21. He knows how
Exactly.
to. He's an adult. He doesn't pay me rent, but at least he fucking can shit in a box on a
That's
regular basis.
that's all we ask for, just shitting in the
That's all I
designated
ask
area.
for. Actually, I got him trained like a dog,
Yeah.
so he goes out to the backyard and shits
Oh,
now.
heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and so he goes out to shit, and the dog follows him to go shit too. And she's like part herding breed, so she's like, "What are you doing? What
Yeah.
are you doing?"
We need to do this together. Come
Um,
on.
yeah. Oh, and here's the dog
Oh,
with her stupid cone head.
cone
She
of
can't
shame.
scratch her ear.
No, sorry. Can't do it.
She can't scratch her ear.
Can't do it. Oh, this is worse than the Holocaust. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Excellent.
Yeah, she got fixed today.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's doing as well as she is.
hmm
She's literally got her head resting
On your foot.
on me.
Oh. She's like, Dad, please take the cone off. I'll do anything.
Don't do anything if you take this fucking coat off my head. I'm not, because you're gonna eat your stitches out.
Exactly.
Okay. It is a little past 8.
Yeah,
Any
I was.
closing thoughts before we wrap up here.
No, honestly, just reiterating what I said a few minutes ago. If we're still fucking going to work tomorrow, if we're still going to work on Monday, nothing fucking happened. Nothing
Nothing,
ever
but
fucking happens, okay?
and on that note, well, just 3 days ago was tax day.
Tax day, yeah. So, hope you all are
Taxation's
enjoying
theft.
theft. Taxation is most definitely theft. And with that, folks, y'all have a good night.
Good night.